Chemical bonding. The atoms in a molecule are held together by forces of attraction, and this force is called a chemical bond. According to the modern theories of atomic structure, electronic configuration can be defined as a systematic arrangement of electrons in the atomic orbits. The maximum number of electrons present in each orbit is generally given by 2n square, where n represents the number of orbits and n is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. Thus, the number of electrons present in first orbit is equal to 2. The number of electrons present in second orbit is equal to 8. The number of electrons present in the third orbit is equal to 18. The chemical behavior of an atom is determined by the number and arrangement of electrons in the outermost orbit. These electrons are generally involved in chemical combination. They are called valence electrons. Electrons present in the outermost orbit of an atom are known as valence electrons. Atoms with 8 electrons in their outermost orbit are stable. Except helium, all the rare gases have 8 electrons in their outermost orbits. Every atom has a tendency to acquire the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas and becomes more stable. Types of bonds. Chemical bonds are of two types. They are 1. Ionic bond, 2. Covalent bond. Ionic bond. Ionic bond is formed due to the attraction between the oppositely charged ions. During the formation of an ionic bond, transfer of electrons occurs from one atom to the other. One atom loses electrons from its outermost orbit, forms a positive ion, and thereby attains the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas. Properties of ionic substances. Structure and shape. Ionic substances like the common salt are crystalline solids. They are made up of pairs of opposite ions or electrically charged particles. Melting point and density. Ionic compounds exhibit high melting points. Solubility. Ionic compounds are soluble in polar solvents and insoluble in non-polar solvents. Electrical conductivity. Ionic compounds conduct electricity both in molten state and also in aqueous solutions. Covalent bond. Atoms acquire stability by sharing of electrons between themselves. The two atoms are held by the attractive forces between the pair of electrons and the two nuclei. Such a force holding the atoms is called covalent bond. Properties of covalent compounds. Melting and boiling points of covalent compounds are lower than ionic compounds. Covalent compounds are soluble in non-polar solvents and insoluble in polar solvents. Covalent compounds are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Polar covalent bond. When an electron pair is shared unequally between two atoms, the bond formed acquires polarity, and this bond is known as polar covalent bond.